And I told you before, I sent him to Harvard and ruined him, so you know that. And he's an attorney plus a CPA. Oh, God. Can you imagine an attorney plus a CPA? First of all, they're so left-sided, I mean, and into numbers. I mean, it's impossible to have a conversation with him. And everything he writes me is always on a list. This is my email. Hello, mother. Oh, I know I'm his mother, right? I know that. Okay. Here are the things I would like from you. 1, 2, 3. It's always a list, right? Always a list. Then at the bottom, I love you. Okay, fine. So I don't even write back. Usually it takes me 2 or 3 days. So you write, did you get my email? Yes, I got your email, William. Okay. Have you done the 1 through 5? No, I haven't. When will you do them? I don't know. I don't like lists, William, so I don't know when I can do one, but I have to have one. It's on my list, Mother, and I can't take it off my list until you do what's on the list. Well, William, basically, here's how I figure at my age. Screw you. It's not my list. It's not my list. I don't care. So his friend calls me up, this very nice young man. We told him to call me, right? And this is now a 40-year-old with probably $300 or $400 million worth of wealth, done very well, a hedge fund guy, right? And he says to me, Carole, I got a house in Mill Valley, and I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to buy a new house, and I want to talk to you. Now we're going to flip to the mind of the buyer in the high end, okay? And he says to me, here's the deal. He says, I think that this is the price I want to get for my property, so we talked about that. You don't have any power on that side of the table, but your power will be when you buy. That's the next concept they need to understand. You may not have a power in the high end as a buyer, as a seller, but you'll get it as a buyer. So get over here and leave it. Get over here where you can have it. Okay. So we talked about that. He's going to list his property as an agent. Fine, wonderful. So he says to me, I think I have 3 choices on the buying side. So I said, well, explain them to me, because he said, then I want to know which one you think I should use. He said, the most ideal situation, if everything were perfect in the world, is I would go out, I would find a property I like, it would be realistically priced, we would work with the buyer, there would be contingencies, a give and take, and we would come to this wonderful agreement and life would be perfect, right? He said to me, what are the chances of that happening? I said, probably none to nothing. Okay, fine. So I said, second option. He said, you know what? I don't have to buy a piece of property in the high end. He's now looking for a $5 million home. He said, I can rent a piece of property. I don't care, he said. I'll get the $5 million property. I'll rent it. He said, and you know what? Everybody says to me, but you won't get the tax break. He said, I don't care. I won't put equity in that property, and I'll take that money that I would have put in that house, and I'll play the market or do a deal or buy a company, and I'll make just as much money as I would have made in appreciation in the property. So I'll rent it, and when it's not good anymore and the market's better, then I'll go in. Third option, he said, I can pay cash for this property, and I love it when 40-year-olds tell me that, and I'm looking thinking I can't pay cash for mine, and it drives me crazy, but I'm smiling with gritted teeth, right? And he says to me, I'll just pay cash. And he said, you know what? If I pay cash now, I not only want a good opportunity, I want a deal. And the deal is I go to you, your property's $5 million, I'll pay cash, 10-day close, right, as is, I don't care, you give me another 20% off that property. That's it. And he said to me, so which option do you like? I said, it isn't a question of which one I like. You have all 3 options available to you. You are a strong buyer. You have the whole opportunity of the market in your hands. Do the one that's best for you. Because absolutely, you can take A, B, or C. It's your market. There you are. So I think that's how the buyer looks at the market. Okay, so I think it's getting better. I think the statistics are showing that. Everything you look at, from new home sales to pending home sales to NAR to CAR to what we've had in the Bay Area, and I gave you in your packets all of July, so you have all of those statistics. I gave you some statistics too that show the market's getting better to sell buyers and sellers. I just wanted to tell you now, because I saw that you had this thing with the internet, all right. The internet is very, very important, all right? I know that you come kicking and screaming, and some of us do, and some of us may never need it and may never use it, because for us it's the twilight years. But for those of you that plan to be in this business a long time, you need to get with the program. And we've gone from the computer on the desk to wireless to all this blogging now that you heard about, and Facebooks and Tweeters and, you know, LinkedIn and Linked Out and all of that, okay? And basically at the end of the day, if you plan on being in this business, you must get on there, because that's how they live, breathe, and eat. In the studies that we've done, they are 85, 90%, especially in this valley. That's the only way they talk. They text, you know that. And not only do they text, everybody wants to know about everybody now. Everything that you do, so it's instant communication. And this idea now that we're all sheep in a herd and we follow each other, okay, I've never wanted to be like that. Oh, I've always wanted to be the cow going the other way. But basically, all these people want to be in a herd, right, all running towards the cliff. My whole theory is I want to see the cliff before I'm running towards it, because I don't want to be one of the idiots running off with all the rest. But that's the way they live, eat, and breathe. They also say if they communicate to you and it takes longer than maybe 20 minutes, they're on to somebody else. I think all the information he gave you was great. They're looking for content, pictures, they're looking for information. That's the kind of stuff they want to look at. So I think that if you just do one thing this year, just do one thing, do an e-newsletter, do something on something that you've done, all right? Do something like that. So please think about that when you do your business. It's easy. I gave you some information about the one I do, the newsletter I do. I'm not pushing it, but it's an e-newsletter. It'll come to you every month. It's got my take on the market, statistics, a did you know, Carole column, and etc. It's easy. $100 for 13 issues. If you like it, fine. If you don't, it doesn't bother me. But get something. Promise that if you do one thing this year, do something on the internet. Okay, I want to wish you, I don't know if I'm going to come back. Maybe I'll talk to Tom before I leave, and I'll see whether I can come back before the end of the year. Look, guys, it's much better. You have a good real estate market. You have two parts of the market working now, the lower end, the middle tier. Last year, you didn't have any of that. The high end will come back. It's a little stressed right now, but you know it'll be okay over time. So listen, things are good. Get out there, stay focused, work hard, do open houses. Keep out there. That's the key. Be the Christmas tree in the forest. Thank you.